Charger Dude 95 presents the DSFL 4 Conference Championship games. This should be an incredible matchup and a rematch of Week 7 where Chicago defeats St. Louis 14-12 in Northern Illinois. To begin the game, Kurt Warner would take the first possession for the Rams, who are 7-4 against the team of the Bears that has won 4 straight games. Marshall Faulk gains 14 here, the DSFL 4 Performer of the Year. We would see his 4 carries throughout the contest, second to stop by Mike Singletary. Then on 3rd and 10, Warner completes an in-cut to Oz Hakeem. The youngster from San Diego State breaks a tackle from Taylor and picks up the Ram first down. Faulk's third run is denied by Wilbur Marshall. The linebacker from Florida stops the last carry Marshall Faulk would have in the first half. St. Louis was the best offense in terms of yards in the DSFL 4 this season. Warner goes deep, but this time he is intercepted by Leslie Frazier. This would be a common theme of the first half for St. Louis. Drives, promising ones at that would come to an end. The youngster from Alcorn State celebrating after the interception of Kurt Warner. 1st and 10 for Chicago. Midway through the first quarter, no score. Payton is denied by Ray Agnew, but then he would take the second down handoff and continue what's been a sensational performance this season in the playoffs, especially for the veteran from Jackson State, Walter Payton. Gain of 21. That time he broke an arm tackle of Mike Morton, and also an open field opportunity by Devin Bush of St. Louis. Dexter McLean makes the play at the end of that run. 2nd and 10 after a McMahon incompletion. He unloads left sideline to the rookie out of UCLA. The tight end Tim Reitman gains 15 for Chicago. The Bears are just inside field goal range. This would be a 50-yarder. Season long is a 50 for the rookie from Georgia, Kevin Butler. Gain of 3 there for Moorhead. 3rd and 2, gut run Payton. He is drilled by London Fletcher short. Chicago is 45% this season on 3rd down. 3 for 6 against St. Louis. That's a rare stop on 3rd down by the Ram defense. A listed 41-yard field goal try for Kevin Butler is good. He would be 3 for 4 on field goals in the ballgame. Chicago leads 3-0 early in the second quarter. Then Kurt Warner checks it down to tight end Roland Williams. Both him and Chad Lewis would be go-to targets for the young quarterback out of Northern Iowa in the ballgame. Slant for 10 to Oz Hakeem gives the Rams a first down. St. Louis racked up 324 yards total offense in this ballgame. It's the NFC Championship. Face mask on William Perry of Chicago. That's a 15-yard infraction and a fresh set of downs for the St. Louis Rams on Isaac Bruce. Mike Richardson was in there as well for a Bears defense, top 5 of the league in yards this year. Bootleg for Warner, who throws a first down to Lewis, who then loses the ball. Forced and recovered by Gary Fenson. The veteran safety from Yale picks up his first fumble of the year, and Chicago, their defense makes 2 huge takeaways inside their own 30, and that theme continues for St. Louis going into the second half. 3rd and 4 at the opposite end of the 2-minute warning. Jim McMahon, who had a great performance today, throws his 4th straight completion to the veteran from Stanford, Ken Margram. First down, Chicago. After a neutral zone infraction on the Rams, 1st and 5. McMahon throws complete left sideline to Dennis McKinnon. Tackle made by Bush. It's a fresh set of downs for Chicago. Then McMahon, no fault of his own, throws incomplete, but he continues this incredible drive by firing a slant for 10 yards to Willie Gault. We would hear of his name later in the ballgame. Then McMahon completes to Margram for a gain of 11. The Bears are rolling with the young quarterback out of Brigham Young, but McMahon then loses the ball, forced by Jones, recovered by Carter, and the Bears drive comes to an end with nothing. And St. Louis has 36 seconds remaining in the half to respond as Jim McMahon loses the fumble. That's his 3rd lost fumble of the season. He also has thrown 5 interceptions. Straight drop for Warner, who checks it down to Lewis, who holds onto the ball this time, tackled by Singletary. Rams have just 30 seconds left in the half and 2 timeouts. That's a completed pass of 11 yards to Hakeem. Tight 2-by-2 for the Rams. They'll go short. Warner throws an outcut left. That's to Bruce. Timeout Dick Vermeil there last of the first half. Against the blitz, Warner checks it down. The Bears are letting them have first down completions. This is to Hakeem in bounds. At this point, Warner is 10 of 13, but it appears it may not matter. 8 seconds to go in the half. St. Louis out of timeout, snapped the ball with 6. Warner gets rid of it with 3. He was hit as he threw, but finds Williams. A wasted gain there as the half comes to an end. beginning of the third quarter for the Bears. McMahon throws a seam route to Gault, who breaks a tackle, and the young speedster from Tennessee, Willie Gault, gains 66 yards. 8 for 9 for 143 yards for Jim McMahon. It should be noted his only incompletion was a drop. That sets up 1st and goal, and Walter Payton, the excellent running back, scores his 6th total touchdown of the year, and the Bears have taken a 2-score lead with 3:48 to go in the third quarter of the NFC Championship. Then Marshall Faulk, the performer of the year, breaks a tackle and has gone from 75 yards. Ironically, this would be his 4th and his last carry of the NFC Championship. And this season, he would have 974 all-purpose yards. Now, does his team advance to the Dream Bowl? We will see. Those are his numbers after the NFC title. Spinning is Walter Payton, who is dropped after a 6-yard gain. For Walter Payton, we would hear plenty of his name in the second half of this contest. Seam route to Moorhead gains 10. First down Chicago. McMahon would finish the ball game with 241 yards and a touchdown for Chicago. Here, this would be an outcut left to Willie Gault. McMahon would be 7 for 21. That's 80% completions of the ball game. 3rd and 9 for the Bears, who were 3 for 6 on 3rd down. McMahon finds a wide-open Margram. And to conclude the third quarter, Chicago moves the chains again on 3rd down. Seam route over the middle to Reitman. Flag is thrown. That's a gain of 22, stopped by Fletcher. And a roughing the passer would go against Grant Wistrom, the defensive end out of Nebraska. Gives up a huge play for the St. Louis Rams. This would be the only touchdown thrown to the ball game by McMahon. It's complete to Margram, who had a sensational playoffs. The Bears take a 17-7 lead with just under 5 minutes to go in the NFC Championship. But Kurt Warner would be sensational for the Rams, but not before Holt loses the ball, and Horn has it recovered by Ken Taylor. The rookie from Oregon State picks it up for the Bears. Chicago gets a field goal out of that lost fumble by St. Louis, who would have 3 turnovers in the ball game, forced by the young linebacker out of Cal, Ron Rivera. I did provide a spoiler there as the Bears go 3 and out and are forced to settle for a field goal. Incredible numbers by McMahon of the contest for both teams. They would have over 300 yards of offense and 26 combined first downs of the NFC Championship. 3rd and 2, the Rams were perfect. 3 for 3 on 3rd downs of the ball game. That flag was against Chicago for roughing the passer. Then this outcut left is caught by Roland Williams. The Rams are at the 30. Warner checks it down to Hakeem, the quarterback of St. Louis. He was 19 for 23. That's 82% in the ball game for 236 yards. Along with an interception. We'll see how many touchdowns he throws in this contest. 1st and 10. Chicago leads 20-7. Warner in the red zone has been precise all year. He has plenty of time here. The Bears exhausted the ball game, just can't seem to get Warner on the ground. Then this flag is a hold against St. Louis. They may have protected a bit too well. But on 1st and 20, Kurt Warner climbs the pocket with a flag thrown again and checks it down to Falk. Let's take a look at this laundry. And it is a hold against St. Louis again. 1st and 30 with under 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Warner with a trip to the Dream Bowl, 4 up for grabs. He goes long, and the pass is caught for a gain of 21 to Chris Thomas. That's his first catch of the season. The wide receiver out of Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo. 2nd and 14. Kurt Warner from inside his own red zone throws to the end zone. Ricky Prohl, who made the game-winning catch of the NFC Championship against Tampa Bay in 1999. He reels it in for the Rams. These quarterbacks were sensational. It's a 6-point game. 1:05 to go. An onside kick would give the Rams a better chance. Recovered by Walter Payton, but this game isn't over yet as McLean makes that tackle. Chicago needs 1 first down, or the Rams are set to get the football back. 1st and 10, inside run to Payton. He is drilled by Kevin Carter. Timeout called by way of St. Louis and Dick Vermeil. 2nd and 11, gut run again to Payton. He is dropped by Morton. 3rd and 8, McMahon goes to the air with a 4-step drop, throws for the win, incomplete, intended for McKinnon. Now, Walter Payton had 16 runs for 60 yards at a touchdown of the ball game, but it wasn't good enough there. This field goal is no good, and the Rams take over with a chance to win it with 45 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. gut-wrenching situation here from Soldier Field. 4-man rush. Warner on the first play of this drive shoots it into the end zone. It's caught with one hand, and St. Louis takes the lead. Isaac Bruce, the veteran from Memphis, makes an incredible play for the St. Louis Rams. The extra point would be good. One-hand catch pass, Mike Richardson in the end zone. The Rams lead 21-20. Chicago has all three of their timeouts. From the 27, McMahon, who needs just a field goal to win it, and loads over the middle to Margram. 1st and 10 from the 45 with 2 timeouts left. McMahon, with plenty of poise, checks it down left. Payton spins out of 2 tackles, then is hammered by way of Ristrom, but it's a first down for Chicago, gain of 14. Gut run to Payton. He has plenty of downfield blocking and is wrestled down to the 31-yard line. No huddle by Chicago. Up on the ball with 10, with 9. McMahon looks to clock it, and he does with 7 seconds to go in the ball game. Butler checks in for a 48-yard game-winning field goal. The kick has the distance, and it's good. 3 seconds to go, the NFC Championship. The Bears squandered a 20-7 lead just to allow St. Louis with an Isaac Bruce touchdown catch to take a 21-20 lead, but then Butler responds. 3 seconds to go. A safety's the only way we're headed to overtime. This horn return is stopped by way of Suhi and the Bears. Chicago is on their way to the Dream Bowl 4. Incredible fourth quarter we saw here. The Rams are the only team of the DSFL 4 with a top 3 passer and rusher. Chicago, after a wild regular season, they had to win 4 straight games to make the playoffs. They knocked out San Francisco on the road last week and now are on the way to the Dream Bowl 4. AFC Championship game features the Patriots and the Broncos. This first matchup wasn't even close, where New England won 21-3 back in Week 6. Denver and New England for the AFC Championship. Early in the first quarter, the Broncos would have the ball to begin this game. One of the best offenses in NFL history gets things going with a Terrell Davis run. He would have 8 runs for 25 yards, 24 all-purpose yards for the youngster from Long Beach State here in the AFC Championship. 2nd and 10 check down to Rod Smith. 5 catches for 46 yards for the youngster from Missouri Southern. This game would be a battle of time of possession. Broncos controlled it 13.5 minutes to 6.5 minutes. Elway fires a seam route, and Willie Green breaks a tackle. We would hear of his name again. Denver's just outside the red zone. Stretch run to the veteran from Oregon. Derek Loville gains 9. Flag is thrown, and that is a hold against Denver. Rodney Harrison, who made that stop, would have an incredible game. Fullback dive to Howard Griffith, and he is denied short of the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 26 for Denver. The Broncos were 4 for 10 on 3rd downs of this contest, but he is sacked by Ty Warren. The excellent defensive end from Texas A&M ends that drive for Denver. Patriots take over late first quarter. It should be noted the winner battles the 1985 Chicago Bears in the Dream Bowl 4. Brady fires over the middle to Randy Moss. The New England wide receiver would have 3 catches for 53 yards of the ball game. Gut run to Falk. That gains 9 for the Patriots to end the first quarter. Play action for Brady. He's at the 50. He unloads into the end zone and overthrows Moss, if that's at all possible, with Darian Gordon on the coverage for Denver. 3rd and short. Here's a run for Lawrence Maroney. Price makes the stop, but it's a first down for the Patriots. 2nd and 4. Maroney throws over the seam to Benjamin Watson. First down, New England. The Patriots offense, despite Brady started the ball game 2 for 7 completions, they have been solid. Deep throw intended for Brady is incomplete. Then on 3rd and 15, the Patriot quarterback goes long again and could not connect with Randy Moss in the end zone. Ray Crockett, the 10-year man from Baylor, was on the coverage for Denver. 3:10 to go in the first half. Fast-moving half. Elway fires over the middle, and Willie Green makes this catch. 8-year pro from Ole Miss. 2nd down and 6. Davis is drilled by Rodney Harrison. We would hear of his name even once or twice more later in this contest. Elway completes the slants of Willie Green with under 2 minutes to go in the first half. 2nd and 10. Patriots rush for John Elway, the Denver quarterback, who was 17 for 28, throwing the ball for 190 yards with 4 more yards rushing. He would scramble left. Elway would take off with a beat on it by Teddy Bruschi, and he would run out of bounds. Denver stalls yet again on 3rd down. third and short for the Patriots late in the first half with a four-man rush. Brady throws incomplete as Falk had it knocked away by way of the linebacker from Kutztown, Pennsylvania, and John Mobley. Under a minute to go for a Denver offense that outgained New England by nearly 80, 211 to 143. Elway this year has been great, but that time he checked it down to Davis, and that is short of the first down. 25 seconds to go, second quarter. New England leads 3-0. Play action, Brady, and that throw's intercepted. And the final significant play of the first half, Tom Brady was 7 for 20 with 87 yards, no touchdowns and an interception to this game. Tom Brady would struggle tremendously against the Denver defense. Passing battle won by way of the Broncos 175 to 87 in terms of yards. That's almost 100 more yards for the Broncos in passing in the ball game. Willie Green makes that first down catch. Stretch run left to Terrell Davis. That's a first down. Samuel makes the stop, but this could be coming back. And indeed, it is a hold. The penalties were a significant storyline in this game. This throw over the middle to Shannon Sharp would net the tight end as really only significant catch of the contest, tackled by Merriweather. Toss right. This is to Derek LaVille, who picks up the first down for Denver. The Broncos were 4 for 10 on third down. New England was 2 for 7. Elway on 1st and 10. Midway through the third quarter, finds Green again. Incredible performance. 6 catches for 96 yards. Now, this would be his last reception of the contest, but Denver, with Green, had an incredible passing performance. Elway throws left. It's incomplete, intended for Smith, and an injury by Mark Schlereth would hamper that Denver offensive line. Third down and 9 for the Broncos. That's been a trying situation, those third and longs against the Patriots. That throw's incomplete. There were 3 receivers in the area. The Broncos had some miscommunication. Brady throws towards the sideline to Randy Moss, who makes this catch for the New England Patriots. This offense, they had the benefit of very few penalties. Ma Tanuvasa commits a face mask. The Broncos would have 7 flags for 60 yards. New England 4 flags for 33 yards. So that's an additional 27 yards of infractions in favor of the Patriots. Flag thrown early fourth quarter on 3rd and 5. And it's a hold against the Patriots. Rare penalty against New England. 1st and 10 for the Broncos early in the fourth quarter. They trail 6-0 after Gostowski's field goal. And Vince Wilfork smothers John Elway and the Broncos. This season, Vince Wilfork has 19 tackles, 7 for loss, and 2 sacks. Outcut right is caught by way of Sharp, and the Broncos face a short 3rd down and 2. Shannon Sharp led all tight ends of the DSFL 4 in receiving yards. Wilfork made that hit, but Terrell Davis picks up the first down. He also has had a sensational year for the Broncos. Elway throws a seam route, this time to Dwayne Carswell. The veteran tight end from Liberty College makes that catch. 2nd and 3 with under 2 minutes to go in the AFC Championship. Check down to Smith. 2nd and 10 after an Elway incompletion from a pistol. Elway dumps it short left to Sharp. He was wrestled down by Pierre Woods in the face mask. So here in the snow, the Broncos are down to 1:13 to go in the AFC Championship. Elway hands off, sweeping left LaVille. He's down to the 14. Tackled by Harrison, who would have 4 stops, 1 for loss, a sack, and 2 deflections here in the AFC Championship. 4th and 11 with a minute to go. Elway drops from his 25. Coxon throws out of the back of the end zone. Incomplete, intended for Smith. And now the Patriots are 1 first down away from meeting the Bears in the Dream Bowl 4. 3rd and 6 for the Patriots after 2 short runs. Lawrence Maroney is lassoed down by Mobley, and the ball goes back to the Broncos. Here's Denver in special teams, where they have flourished this year. In fact, they are the special teams team of the year. Von Hebron gives the Broncos a short field. 33 seconds to go out of timeouts for Elway and the Denver Broncos. Here is Smith, who makes this catch. That's a gain of 12 yards for Denver. 17 seconds. Elway with 16, rolls to his right. He is sacked at the 44-yard line by Harrison. 2nd and 11. Broncos go no huddle. 7, 6, 5, 4. This may be it. 3, 2. Elway takes the snap, clocks the football. The game is over. There's no more last-second heave for Denver. The Broncos fall short in a frustrating offensive performance. where Denver had more yards. Rodney Harrison played well, but the Broncos outplayed the Patriots in time of possession, in passing, and offense. But unfortunately, the penalties haunted Denver, and the New England Patriots are on to the Dream Bowl 4.